So we got the story last time. We ended it when Melkor and Ungoliant destroyed the two trees of Valinor. The two trees which were giving light of day and night to the whole of Middle Earth practically were pretty much sucked dry by Ungoliant. Alright, here we go. After a time, a great concourse gathered around the Ring of Doom, and the Valar sat in shadow, for it was night, but the stars of Varda now glimmered overhead, and the air was clear. For the winds of Manwë has driven away the vapors of the death, and rolled back the shadows of the sea. Then Yavanna arose and stood upon Ezel Lohar, the green mound, but it was bare now and black, and she laid her hands upon the trees, but they were dead and dark, and each branch that had touched broke, and fell lifeless at her feet. Then many voices were lifted in lamentation, and it seemed to those that mourned that they had drained to the dregs the cup of woe that Melkor had filled for them. But it was not so. Yavanna spoke before the Valar, saying, "The light of the trees has passed away, and lives now only in the Silmarils of Fëanor. Foresighted was he. Even for those who are mightiest under Ilúvatar, there is some work that they may accomplish once, and once only. The light of the trees I brought into being, and within Ea I can do so never again. Yet, had I but a little of that light, I could recall life to the trees ere their roots decay, and then our hurt should be healed, and the malice of Melkor be confounded." Alright, I'll just stop here just to comment on it. So here we get the first idea of this concept, that pretty much the first idea of this concept, that many things can a person or a Valar or an elf or a man can achieve only once. What exactly am I to understand by that? What I understand is that many times it's some kind of craft, some kind of power or a mana or something, in terms of, you can think of a power or an amount of thing that you have inside you, that you put yourself into that one thing, and once you have done that, you don't have it anymore. You cannot replicate the thing that you created. It's different than the scientific approach as we follow in our daily world, that the scientific result of a scientific experiment of any kind should be able to be repeated over and over again for it to be proven or whatnot. Here it's talking about magic, something beyond science, something beyond our comprehension, that Varda, Elbereth, the high king, the high queen of everything that's living in Middle Earth, one of the angels, one of the demigods, you can say, she created the light of the two trees. She created two trees and their lights, and she's not able to do that again. That thing that she had inside her, that made her, or that gave her the opportunity or the power to create these two trees, she cannot do that again. That was it for her. It's not like Melkor destroyed the trees and we can't think of them as just planting some trees and they grew up and started giving light. No, she put a lot of herself into those trees, and that thing cannot be replicated. That thing cannot be copied or done again. She did it, and she cannot create new trees now. Okay, sure, Melkor and Ungoliant drained the light out of the two trees, and now she should be able to just create new trees, and it should be all fine and dandy and everything. But no, she can't do that. And here's where we get, she can't do that. Many things, any children of Ilúvatar or anything that's created, either Valar or Maiar or man or elf, is only able to create once in their whole lifetime, and they cannot do that again. Same goes for the Silmarils of Feanor as well, but that maybe we should save that discussion for some other time. But for now, she pretty much says that she can't do that, but she might be able to replicate the light that Feanor's Silmarillions captured, because as we remember, if you read the Silmarillion up to this part or listened to the previous episodes of this podcast, you should know that Feanor made the Silmarils, and the Silmarils captured the light of the two trees. And then but it's just not the captured light, it's something on its own as well. So like Feanor made the Silmarils, it captured the light of the two trees, but it's something more. He put something of himself in them as well. That's why they're different from just like a feel or something where it just captured the light. For example, if you obviously are reading Silmarillion, then you have probably already read The Lord of the Rings. And if you remember, in The Lord of the Rings, there is an item, there is a thing called the Feel of Galadriel, and it has captured the light of Eärendil, their brightest star, as Galadriel said. So it's a capture that the Feel of Galadriel has the light of Eärendil, their star. Eärendil, who was Elrond's dad. But the thing to know is that Silmarils were different than a feel. Silmarils are not just something that just capture the light of the two trees and that's it. No, they're much more. They have a light of their own as well. If you remember reading it in the previous chapter, Silmarils have light of their own as well. Well, which makes them different than different from just a light capturing device, basically. So here we basically Varda, the queen of the Valar, is asking that, well, if I had some of that light from the Silmarils of Feanor, I might be able to rekindle the trees, or I might be able to make something like that. Might be able to like put some life into the trees again if I were to have that light that Feanor has captured. But as we shall see, it did not really sit well with Feanor. So let's continue. Then Manwe spoke and said, "Hearest thou, Feanor, son of Finwë, the words of Yavanna? Wilt thou grant what she would ask?" There was long silence, but Feanor answered no word. Then Tulkas cried, "Speak, O Noldo, yea or nay? But who shall deny Yavanna? And did not the light of the Silmarils come from her work in the beginning?" But Aule, the Maker, said, "Be not hasty. We ask a greater thing than thou knowest. Let him have peace yet a while." Oh my god, I just want to stop here and comment on this, because I know it's just like 2 lines basically, but I would just want to stop here because there is a lot to say here. Obviously, Manwe, the High King of the Valar, is addressing Fëanor and basically asking him, well, you heard Yavanna. What you gonna say about that? Can you you gonna give her the Silmaril so we can like rekindle the light of the two trees or not? And well, yeah, I mean, if you look from his perspective, it's like pretty clear. Like, he's a god. Manwe is the god and High King of all of Arda, the whole universe, basically. And he's just asking this elf that was born yesterday, according to him, because Manwe has been around for the beginning of everything. And then came these elves, and Fëanor is one of the elves. And he's just asking, well, you heard her, so what's it gonna be? You gonna give the damn Silmaril or not? Like, what's up? Obviously, well, Fëanor, as we know from his character reading in the last few chapters, he's a really proud guy, and he's like a, obviously with all his character flaws and everything that we shall obviously find out soon enough, no spoilers, he doesn't take kindly to being like just addressed like that and just asked things. And obviously Tulkas, the wrestler, as you remember, Tulkas, he's the UFC fighter of the Valar. He likes fighting and wrestling. Well, he says it in pretty clear words. Oh, what's it gonna be? Yeah or nay? Like, yeah. Like, are you really gonna like freaking deny Yavanna? Dude, are you like serious? Like, are you thinking you're not saying anything? Why are you not yourself offering or something? You should already be offering this to the gods. Here, God, take it. You should be doing that. And he's like really surprised by Fëanor's silence or something, that he just went out and said it. Like, yeah, like who shall deny Yavanna? She's like one of the mightiest Valar, and you're gonna like stand there and say nothing while she's asking you for something that you made. And obviously then he makes the point of saying that, yeah, did the light of Silmaril not come from the light of the two trees? Fëanor made the Silmarils by capturing the light of the two trees. And here we see the difference between the Valar. The Valar are not some one monolith, one mind kind of group, that they all think alike and have the same belief or beliefs about everything. No, they are different. Their character is different. Their motivations might be a wrong word to use, maybe, but they have different character, and they have different understanding of things. Many of the Valar might be really an expert at one thing, but he might be not really ignorant or uninformed about something else, basically. So he says that Aule, you know, like, if you remember, Aule is the one who makes things, right? He's the maker. He like made the shape of Middle Earth and everything, the mountains, how everything is shaped and whatnot. And obviously, he is also the creator of the dwarves. And as we know, he had a really hard time, but obviously he is a good servant of Ilúvatar, being Ilúvatar is the god. So obviously he yielded his creation, which is the dwarves, but he had a hard time doing that. A little, like, he hesitated a little bit. He wanted them to survive. So Aule the maker said, well, be not hasty. Like, this is a really big thing that you're asking him, so chill and give him some space and time to think, maybe. Like calm down a little bit. Like, you don't know what you're asking. You don't know, because when you make something, you put something of yourself into it, and then like someone else asks you to just have them, can like they have what thing that you made. It's not easy. It's not easy in this aspect of the creation that is going on over here. Fëanor made these Silmarils and he put his energy and his essence into them. Obviously it captures some light of the two trees as well, but still it's something, a unique creation. And how unique? Well, as unique, they were never replicated. That's how unique. It's like as unique as the trees of Valinor. Yavanna made the trees and she's not able to make the trees again. Fëanor made these Silmarils and he's not able to make them again. That's how unique. And nobody else is ever able to make an object like that ever again in the whole throughout the history of Middle-earth. So that's how unique. So Aule, understanding, because he's a maker as well, as the title clearly suggests over there. Aule the maker, well, he said, well, yeah, give him time. Let him think. Like, that's the good, obvious thing to do. That's the only thing to do. Okay, let's continue. Let's see if you guys can see the text. Okay, I think you can see. Oh, it's going white again. My goodness, this is gonna be annoying as hell. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, let me check some. Let's see if this kind of works. Okay, it did work. There we go. Okay, thank God. Bloody hell, that was weird. Just weird. Okay, but Fëanor spoke then and cried bitterly. For the less even as for the greater, there is some deed that he may accomplish but once only, and in that deed his heart shall rest. It may be that I can unlock my jewels, but never again shall I make their like. And if I must break them, I shall break my heart, and I shall be slain, first of the Eldar, first of all the Eldar in Aman. Oh wow. I'm sorry if I have to like stop right here just to comment on this little paragraph. I don't know, maybe I should continue and then come back to it. Cause do like it like this, then bloody hell, it's not gonna be able to even get to the half of the chapter before the time is up. But okay. Let's. Okay. So Fëanor spoke, and obviously he heard what Yavanna said, and he exactly could relate to what Yavanna said. And he said, like, well, you might be greater, I'm lesser than you, obviously. But as you cannot replicate the trees of Valinor, in the same way, I cannot replicate the Silmarils that I made, and I can't make them again. And if I like break them to give you the light so you can rekindle the trees, it will break me, it will break my heart. And that's just such a profound statement, that it will break his heart to do that. And he pretty much says it clearly, like, you'd have to pretty much kill me to get them. And I'll be like, first of all of the elves, first of all of the Eldar to die in this Aman, the peaceful land of Aman, this blessed realm. I'll be the first one to die here if you like come for my Silmarils. Spoke it clearly, without any doubt or anything. And that's just, yeah. He's just like trying to make everybody understand that as Yavanna can't do it, like in the same way he can't do it again either. So just you'd have to kill him to get the Silmarils. Simple as that. Not the first, said Mandos. But they did not understand his word, and again there was silence, while Fëanor brooded in the dark. It seemed to him that he was beset in a ring of enemies, and the words of Melkor returned to him, saying that the Silmarils were not safe if the Valar would possess them. And is he not Vala as are they? Said his thought. And does he not understand their heart? Yeah, a thief shall reveal thieves. Then he cried aloud, this thing I will not do of free will, but if the Valar will constrain me, then shall I know indeed that Melkor is of their kindred. Whoa. Whoa. I should continue. I should continue. Then Mandos said, thou hast spoken. And Niena arose and went up to Elzohar and cast back her grey hood, and with her tears washed away the defilements of Ungoliant, and she sang in mourning for the bitterness of the world and the marring of Arda. But even as Niena mourned, there came messengers from Formenos, and they were Noldor, and bore new tidings of evil. For they told how a blind darkness came northward, and in the midst walked some power for which there was no name, and the darkness issued from it. But Melkor also was there, and he came to the house of Fëanor, and there he slew Finwë, king of the Noldor, before his doors, and spilled the first blood in the blessed realm. For Finwë alone had not fled from the horror of the dark, and they told that Melkor had broken the stronghold of Formenos and taken all the jewels of the Noldor that were hoarded in that place, and the Silmarils were gone. Wow. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Not the first, said Mandos. Mandos, as you know, he knows everything. Mandos knows everything that is gonna happen in Narda for a really, really long time, pretty much until the end. Maybe really like few things that he does not know. He knows everything else, and he doesn't obviously tell that to everybody. He does not go around telling people their fate. He doesn't do that. He speaks really seldom, and only speaks when it's really, really necessary. And here he said, pretty much, as we saw by the end of the passage I just read, he said, not the first. Yeah, you're not gonna be the first one to die in this blessed realm. You're not gonna be the first one. But obviously nobody else understood what exactly he meant, but he knew what he meant, because he knew who was gonna die. Who was gonna be the first person to die in Valinor. So he knew that. And so other thing, obviously, as you know, like Fëanor and Melkor kind of like grew closer a little bit when Melkor was allowed to roam around. And there Melkor obviously tried to poison Feanor's mind against the Valar. And now seeing what the Valar were asking of Feanor, what they were asking of him to do, like destroy his jewels to give them light. Well, now he understood that, yeah, okay, Melkor was a Valar. He was a thief. He was bad, corrupt, evil. Well, these Valar are his brethren, and they should be the same way as well. Look what they're trying to do now. They're trying to steal my jewels. They're trying to steal my Silmarils. They must be the same, obviously. Like there's no doubt in his mind. Like what Melkor said was right, because Melkor was a thief, and yeah, these thieves are just asking me to give my precious jewels that I made for myself. They're just asking me to give them to Valar. And yeah, it's heartbreaking, and it's sad, but then he obviously announces that, yeah, he will not give them a free will. And obviously he puts it on the table, puts it all out, that if the Valar take them with force, then they are no better than Melkor, basically. That's what he's telling. Exactly, that's what he's telling. That they're not better than Melkor. It's a harsh thing to say, but from his perspective, it makes the most sense. And that's what it is. Obviously, Mando speaks again, and well, yeah, you've said your thing, so yeah, calm down. Niena. Anybody remember Niena? Well, Niena is the Valar of mercy, and she cries for all the hurts that are caused in the universe. She tries to purify everything, and she's mercy and empathy and everything that's good. And well, she sheds a lot of tears to try to wash all the defilements that Ungoliant and Melkor made in these blessed lands. And it's sad. It's sad. Okay, then comes the so as they're like, Niena is doing that, Fëanor has spoken his piece, and Mandos has said his thing, and like everybody's like wondering what's gonna happen. Then come the messengers from Forminos, where the Noldor live, and they announce that well, Melkor came there and pretty much killed Finwë, the High King of Noldor in the beginning. Remember. It's remember, it was Finwë. It was Finwë, Elwë, and Ingwë. So it was Ingwë, the High King of the Vanyar, Finwë, the High King of Noldor, and Elwë, the High King of the Teleri. So these were the three kindreds of elves that woke up in Quirion and then made their way to Valinor, and that's where they stayed for the most part. And Finwë became the High King of Noldor, and Finwë's son were like Fingolfin and Fëanor and Finarfin. So that's where it is. So Finwë was killed by Melkor. Then Finwë died, and what else happened? Melkor stole everything. Melkor stole the Silmarils. Here Fëanor is trying to bloody defend his Silmarils and trying to like not have the Valar destroy them to create the two trees of the Valinor again, and trying to like defend his like creation. And what he hears, bloody Melkor, the main evil, the main thief, he stole his Silmarils and ran away. Would have been better to give him to the Valar, but obviously I'm not asking him, or not. I'm not asking, neither expecting him to give them to the Valar, obviously. But still, it's the Silmarils are stolen. Yeah, Melkor stole the Silmarils, while the Valar and Fëanor and everybody was discussing what to do, how to rekindle the trees and what to do with the Silmarils. Melkor came, killed the High King, Fëanor's father, and stole the Silmarils. They were gone. I'm wondering if we should stop here or continue or not. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm fine with stopping here as well. I know it's a really small part that we did, but obviously, you know, my computer is getting mad and everything. But okay, I think it's good now. Okay, so should I stop or continue? I said I should stop, so I did till here. Silmaril were stolen, so I guess I'll do the next one maybe some other day. I'll try to keep doing like smaller sessions now onwards, instead of doing like really long ones. I'll just keep doing I'll do them like more frequently, but like not as long as I used to do in the beginning. So I'll probably just do them few paragraphs and try to discuss them, but try to do them daily maybe. We'll see. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Good stuff. And if you wanna like catch up up till here, listen to the podcast. Just try to Google it, or try to search on YouTube or any podcast application that you have. Just search for Estel Pod, ESTELPOD, and you'll find it pretty much on all of the podcasting networks that you can think of. It should be there, and you can catch up till now. We pretty much went through every chapter and every paragraph of every chapter up till now. We did not skip anything at all. So if you just want to like listen to it, can be like even an audio book basically. Yeah, we comment about after every paragraph and whatnot, but still, if you want to just catch up, then yeah, just listen to the podcast or read Silmarillion. I'd love if you read Silmarillion instead of listening to podcasts. That's fine as well. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow, starting from when Fëanor rose, and let's see what he does. Let's find out together tomorrow maybe.